I'm back, guys. This phone is, I'm having a hard day today. It's showing everything now, man. Oh well, just let it show it. Why is this phone acting like this? Hold on, guys. Hi, Melvin. How are you? It's all, it's all clear now. Hold on a minute. Let me turn this down now. Good, good. I didn't know what was going on with my phone. I'm glad everybody's doing wonderful today. Y'all can see me more better now. Good morning, Linda. How are you? I hope everybody have an awesome day. Today, our topic is going to be about abuse. When people think about abuse, they think about one thing, somebody hitting on you. That's not always the point. Abuse can be a lot of other things. Abuse can be a number of forms like physical, verbal, and there's a lot of people that do a verbal abuse. So we got to learn these things and know what they really mean, because just because somebody say abuse, it's not always about just fighting. You can be abusing somebody just by talking to them the wrong way. So you can find these chapters in the Bible on 1 John verse 4 to 7. It tells you all about abuse. And also abuse can be sexual abuse. You can be abused by somebody sexual abusing you. So we got to know the name and know the words of these things that we're going through. Because everybody think just abuse, when you talk about abuse, you just are talking about fighting somebody. That's not always so. Abuse means a lot of other things. Yeah, so we got to learn those things. Abusive does not always mean you love. You don't always love somebody when you abuse them. It's something how you brought up this topic. I was going to speak on it yesterday. Really? Wow. Good morning, Frank. How are you? I'm going to make sure I get with you today, Frank. Yeah, so we get to know the things of abuse, because we always think abuse is all about sex. All about just fighting. No, it's more things to that. The Bible forbids abuse and abuse and spiritual abuse. You always get, people always think about when they get abused, they think about it's just about fighting. You can get abused in your spousal, when you're going through divorces, people fight you and abuse you there. What up, my boy? So we got to learn these things. Verbal abuse also can mean that you're hurting somebody just by talking to them. And there's a lot of that going on. You talk to a person and you're hurting them. That's abuse. All types of abuse. So if you're abusing somebody, stop abusing people, because people don't need to be abused. You can abuse them just by the words you say. I am rebuilding on a new channel. I know, that is wonderful. If you guys don't have Frank, Frank has opened up a new channel now. Go to his page and support him. Network with him, because he need help. Yeah, so we're gonna make sure we do that for him. And violence is abuse too. People don't put that in mind, that violence is abuse. That's part of being abused too. If you're going through somebody hitting on you and hurting you, that's abuse. If somebody talking about you and talking wrong to you, that's abuse. It's not just the fighting. You can abuse somebody just by the way you talk to them. Learn how to talk to people. People enjoy to be talked to the right way. How would you like God to talk to you the wrong way? So don't go around abusing people. Don't go around putting people down. And if you're in an abusive relationship, get out of that, because it gets worse. It don't get better. When you're in an abusive relationship, it gets worse all the time. It never gets better. You know, I had a friend, she was in an abusive relationship. She stayed in an abusive relationship. That's not always good. Hey, how are you? Thanks for stopping in. When you find yourself in that type of stuff, no matter what that person say, you get out of that. And get out of that fast too. Don't continue on staying in something like that, because it leads to more problems. 5 forms of abuse: physical, sexual, mental, verbal, and financial abuse. Amen, exactly. And people always think it's just about fighting. It ain't all about fighting. You can talk to somebody wrong and be abused. So know the way you talk to people. That's abuse too. Being mean to body, to putting people down, that's abuse. And people do a lot of verbal abuse than anything. And you know, and people think that's right. When you're in a relationship, that's not right. That would never be right. You would never feel safe with somebody abusing you. I had a friend was getting abused, and she said it wasn't abuse. If you're getting hit on, somebody hitting on you, and somebody talking to you wrong, that's abuse. Um, some men on women are their power of abuse to keep you stuck on, so you can't go forward when you're on. They want you to be a amen. There's only one God. There's not two God. Don't let nobody act like they're your daddy or your mother. If you feel that you're getting abused, get out of that quickly. While working on a nursing home, we had it up in services about abuse. Really, Linda? Yeah. But people take it the wrong way. They think it's just about fighting. You can talk to somebody the wrong way. That's just as bad as somebody beating you up. Stop abusing one another. Let's start loving one another the right way. Abuse comes in so many forms: physical, sexual, all types of ways. We have to take control of this while we can. Don't let nobody talk to you any kind of way and you think it's okay. That's not okay. If somebody downing you all the time, talking about you and making you feel bad about yourself, you know that's abuse. That is not how a relationship's supposed to come. How are you supposed to be in a relationship if somebody's going to hurt you and talk bad about you? That's abuse. And in front of other people, they do it. Even if they're not in front of other people, don't abuse other people. We're not here to abuse other people. We're supposed to love one another while we can. So abusing is sad. It's horrible. I see it happen every day. That's why I talk about this topic. I think this topic is very nice today to talk about. We get abused all the time. You can get abused and of somebody being violent with you. That's abuse. Yeah. And sometimes it's a pattern. People don't stop that. They continue on going on and on about it. They don't care. Sometimes abuse come a pattern, and some people just get used to it. Never get used to being abused by somebody. That's the wrong way to do. When somebody abusing you, walk away from it. Don't stay in a relationship because you think you can't do better. You don't always have to be in a relationship too. It can be a friend of yours abusing you all the time. Just the way they talk, simply the way they talk to you. Don't let nobody hurt you. Don't let nobody hit on you because that's abuse. People stand for it because they think they're comfortable in that situation. Never get comfortable being abused. If you get comfortable in that, you'll never leave that person because you're used to it. It's not just relationship, friends, co-worker, workplace, online. Yes, online. Yes, Linda. And they do it all the time. That's why so many people committing suicide because of abuse. They do it online. It's social network. That's where you mostly get it from. People don't like the way you are, so they go talk about you to the next person and the next person. So it's verbal abuse. Yeah, it is, Frank. We got to watch the way we talk to people, how we talk to people. And you just don't know you can hurt people's feelings just by abusing the way you talk to them. Abuse can also alter people are very thinking and have them in a state of where the abuse can be some form of love and not knowing is, yeah, right, Frank. So stop doing what you do and be better with people. Stop abusing people. God forbids incest. One form of sexual abuse, it is the Bible. You can find that in Leviticus chapter 18, verse 6. No one is to be approached any close relative to have sexual relations. Victims of abuse often feel guilty. Usually people that's abusive, somebody who abused you, they feel guilty about it. And they'll end up staying in that because they don't think they can get out of it. You can always seek help for abuse. Don't stay in a situation that's going to cause harm to you later on in life. And it usually does. You'll never win by being in something abusive because what people are going to do, they're going to take control of your life and feel that you can't go nowhere or feel you can't do nothing with your life. Don't stay in relationships like that. Don't stay around people like that. Like I said, even in social media. People abuse you every day. Some people get so abused online, they don't want to get back online because they're upset about it. They feel bad about themselves. Don't make people feel bad about themselves. Don't do people wrong. How would you like the Lord to do you wrong? We got to love one another while we can. Stop abusing each other. Stop treating each other wrong. Stop hurting each other with your words. People abuse you just with your words, the way they talk to you. Don't do that. And always, people always think it's just about fighting. It's not all about fighting. You can hurt somebody just the way you talk to them. Abuse can come to a point where some feels that they can't have you, nor will one will. Right. That's really bad. When you get in an abusive relationship, when a person, a woman or a man think that nobody can have you, only they can, that's abusive. If they feel that if they can't have you, they'll kill you. That's abusive. Don't get in a relationship like that. Get in a loving relationship. Let the Lord send you somebody that's not going to do those type of things to you. Don't try to find nobody on your own, because most of these people are out to do that. Don't let people hurt your heart. Don't let people do you wrong. Don't let people steal your joy. When you find yourself in these type of situations, run from it. Don't continue staying in relationships like that, because it get worse. It never get better. Because if you find out a person doing that from the beginning, they're going to continue doing that, even online. If you find somebody keep picking and nicking at you, get away from those people. Block those people. Don't continue on being around people that's going to do that to you. Because like I said, it's not always in a relationship. It goes on social media or every day. Somebody's getting hurt by somebody. Just about the things they say. You just don't know. Words hurt. And we need to stop hurting each other. We need to learn to love one another while we can, while we still here. You are in my heart topic that I was scared to talk about. Really? Don't be scared to talk about it, Melvin, because it happens every day. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a lot of people going through abuse. And you can find that on Psalms chapter 91, verse 1. It tells you all about abuse, what you can do about abuse when you find yourself in that situation. Don't just stay in that situation. Get out of it. Who stays in a situation and they get abused? Some people get comfortable being abused. Don't ever be comfortable being abused by somebody. Always talk to somebody about it. If you got to talk to a counselor, anybody close to you, talk to them about it. Don't stay in something like that, because it can lead to more serious things like suicide, somebody killing somebody. Somebody going to get hurt doing that. So if you find yourself in this type of situation, run. Run from it. I've never been in an abusive relationship, but I've seen a lot of people being abused, even on social media, in schools, online, at work. It happens at work. It happens at work all the time. So when you're going through something like this, talk to somebody about it and seek help. Don't continue on dealing with it. Well, as a man, at times you don't want to feel embarrassed. But you know what? It's okay, Melvin. It's okay to talk to somebody. Men get abused too. It's not just the women. Men do too. And a lot of people be afraid to go out and talk about it because they think it's something that's crazy. It's not crazy. It's not wrong. When you're getting abused by somebody, talk about it. Don't sit up and let people keep hurting you, hurting your feelings, hurting your heart. Because if you keep letting people do that, they're going to continue on doing it. Why let somebody keep doing stuff to you when you know you can seek help for it and you know you can get out of that relationship? Don't ever get comfortable being abused by nobody. If somebody hurting your heart, making you feel bad about yourself, it's time to go. If somebody hurting you with their words they say, it's time to go. If somebody hurting you sexually abused, it's time to go. Physical abuse, emotional abuse. That's what most people do. They do a lot of emotional abuse. Mess with your emotions. Talk about you. Talk down about you. But they say they love you. You can't love a person when you abuse them. That's not a love. It says it in the Bible. That's not love. If you're abusing somebody, it's not love. It says in the Bible, he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say to the Lord, He is my refuge, my fortune, my God. In Him I will trust. Surely He will deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the perilous pestilence. He shall cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you shall take refuge in His truth. Shall be shield and buckle. You shall not be afraid of the terror by the night, nor the sorrow that flies by the day, nor the pestilence that walks in the darkness, nor the destruction of the lays waste of days. What do you mean by that? Don't be afraid to go out and tell somebody about your problems. Don't be afraid. The Lord got you. He's going to cover you from these type of things. But you got to want help. Don't hold that a secret. Mostly people, when they're in an abusive relationship, they be secretive about it. They don't want to tell nobody. Tell somebody when you're getting abused. Don't hold it in. Why hold something in when you're getting abused? If you're getting abused, talk about it. Talk about it to somebody. The Lord is listening to you. but he wants you to talk about it. You can't just hold that in and say, oh, no, 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 no. Talk about it. Don't be afraid of it. That goes for men and women. They all get, this happens to everybody. I don't like men and women beaters. They have no peace or love. They're hard. They have a what we would do controlling love. I don't get women. You know, and that's good. That's good, Melvin. It's a lot of men that do. It's not good to control somebody. You're not nobody's mother. You're not nobody's father. So we shouldn't control people. We should let people do what they got to do. Don't go around controlling people thinking that you control them. That's how it starts. You start controlling. Once you start controlling, you think that person got to listen to everything you say. It's not like that. When you in something like this, move away from people like that. I was asked to be ladies' man like my pop's granddaughter. You was raised to be a ladies' man. Awesome, Melvin. Yeah, you have to treat people right. Good morning, Nike girl. How are you? Thanks for coming in. Aw, you guys don't have Nike girl. Make sure you get her. She is awesome. She is awesome. Real down to earth woman. Yeah. So if you find yourself in an abusive relationship, I'm doing well. How are you? I'm doing awesome. I can't complain. Thanks for asking. Yeah, we're talking about being people that's in an abusive relationship or just abuse anyways. You know how people go around abusing and they don't know the meaning? It's not just about fighting. Abuse can mean, I used to be in one. Oh, Nike girl, really? I'm so glad you made it out of that. Wow. Nobody should be 19 and a half. Wow. That's a very, very long time. The Lord don't want us to stay in an abusive relationship like that. We have to run for those kind of relationships. And plus the Lord says this, he said, eventually abusers will get their due. What he mean by eventually abusers will get their due, the Lord gonna judge them in due time. You go around and think you can hurt somebody, you're gonna get yours in due time. That's what it means when the Lord say eventually abusers will get their due. And you can find that chapter in Romans chapter 12 verse 19. It tells you when you do something wrong to somebody, you got your day coming. Don't go around abusing people because you think it's cute and you think you're big and bad. Wow, Nike, I'm so glad you made it out of that. Melvin said, we never hit the girls in our family or we'll get chastised. They said to us, you are boys who will soon be men. Take it and roll. Amen. Hey, Renewal, thanks for stopping in. How are you? Yeah, so know the meaning of it. And it says Jesus came to the world for abuse victims. It says, it's in the Bible. Isaiah chapter 61 verse 1 says, the Spirit of the Lord God is upon us, me because the Lord has anointed me to preach good tidings to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, and the abuse, and the opening of the prison to those who are bound. What are you trying to say here? The Lord send people in your life to heal you, to help you out. Don't stay in something that you know you can get out of. Don't stay in something that's that you're getting harmed. Don't say you're comfortable in that. I find a lot of people that are comfortable being abused because they're so used to it. Never be so comfortable being abused with somebody. Mostly people stay in it because they're comfortable. Nike Girl says, we just had a fellow YouTuber said some awful things about 3 of us ladies on here. He said he wanted us to black out our eyes, bloody our faces, because we asked to stay out of his drum. Really? Nike Girl, that's horrible. Good morning, Sabrina. Make sure you guys summon up the live for me. Wow. That's horrible. You know, you have to be careful who you talk to because everybody is not for you. Everybody is not your cup of tea. You run into abusive people, but know the signs from the beginning. People don't know the signs from the beginning because you know what? They continue on being in it. When you see somebody talking down, say you can't go nowhere or you can't wear this or you can't wear that, that's abusive. Not only abusive, it's jealousy. And jealousy turns into abusive later on in life. He sure did. People even seen these videos where he said it, and they are still backing him up. I cannot. Really, Nike Girl? Oh, well, really, I want to know who this is. But I know you can't say it on social media. There are serious warning signs, and the main one is jealousy. Attention, question starts sounds more like you can't go nowhere. Right. Like I said, it starts about when you can't go nowhere. You should be able to go anywhere you want to go. When somebody's saying that type of stuff to you, you need to run away. Good morning, Renata. Are you okay? You still here? Stay out of my head, Trisha. It is jealousy. Abuse started about being jealousy. If you're jealous of somebody starting from the beginning, you know that ain't a good relationship for you. Get out of that. Don't stay in relationships like that because it leads to something else. It could lead to death. It could lead to suicide. And some people are just simply afraid to talk about it. Don't be afraid to talk about whatever abuse, verbal abuse, physical, emotional abuse. All those are still abuse. Don't just think abuse is about fighting. It's about talking to people wrong. Social media does it every day. Don't let people abuse you. Stand up and talk about it. Don't continue on staying in that situation when you know there's help. There's a help out there. Don't continue being abused by somebody that you shouldn't be abused by. Love one another. Stop abusing people. Stop downing people. Stop being jealous of one another. Because it starts there. Men and women. It's not just women getting abused. It's the men too. We have to look out for one another, regardless who they are. Stop abusing. If you got somebody that you know getting abused, go talk to them. One of the buddies in this live stream is an ex-cop, and he literally said that he hated to arrest men for domestic violence because all the women that was getting abused. He's an ex-cop, and he said that, Nike girl. I can't believe he said that. Are you serious? I am torn apart right now. I can't believe somebody's going to say something like that. Wow. Thumbs up the live, you guys. This was in the video. I tried to commit suicide twice in 2 different relationships. One was because of guilt, and the other one was because I want. Oh, Melvin, don't ever get in a relationship that you think you are tied and you can't get out of. Don't do that, Melvin. Pray about it. People does it every day. They abuse people for no reason. If somebody hurting you, get out of it. Don't commit suicide. Don't try to commit suicide. And I know where you're coming from. It happens sometimes. You don't think there's no way out, so you think the best way to commit suicide. But don't do that. Don't do that. The Lord don't want you to commit suicide because that's committing a sin when you do that. Don't do that. Seek help when you're going through stuff like that. I am glad you are still here, Melvin. I am glad you out of that relationship. When you in something and you don't want to be out of it, simply just walk away. Get help from somebody. If there's a police or somebody around, call. It's a family member, call. Get help. Don't just stay in a situation like that that's going to cost you your life down the line. Nike Girl said that was in the videos people see. Oh, wow. I didn't see that, Nike Girl. Wow. Yeah, Frank. Then when they started getting flack about it, it took it down. Oh, okay. Man, I wish I would have seen that. That is horrible. You just don't know. People are so mean. God didn't allow me to leave for his purpose to serve him and help others. Amen. You're supposed to help others. Always, I think the way out. It is always that way out. Amen. You heard what Nike Girl said, Melvin? There's never a reason to stay in an abusive relationship. And there's always a way out. So please don't say there's never a way out. It is always a way out of a relationship. I don't care how long it goes on, it's a way out of that. If somebody's going to talk down on you all the time, you are in trouble. Don't let nobody tell you that there's no way out of this. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't find nobody else. That's how I started. You ain't going to never get nobody else. It's just me. That's a lie. Don't stay in somebody telling you, oh yeah, you know, you ugly, you're never going to get nobody, you fat, I'm the only one going to love you. When people tell you that, you need to run. There is a reason why you did not do it too. The Lord above has better plans for you. Remember, there's always a better plan. Amen. There's always a better plan. You're out of that situation for a reason. He didn't keep you there. And the Lord is not going to put you somewhere for long that you can't handle. When you in something for a long time, he'll take you out of it. But you have to trust and believe. Don't think the Lord going to come on your timing. He's going to come on his timing. But when you're into something and you know what's wrong, you try your best to get out of it. I never was in an abusive relationship, and I don't want to never be in one. What is this? Hold on, people. Wait a minute. I don't know. This is not my day today. You guys see me? Wait a minute. Can you guys see me? I can see you, but the light behind you gives you glare. Okay, hold on. Can you guys see me? Is it better or not? Something don't want me to go live today. You guys see me? This is crazy. The one behind the camera is so bright. Really? Oh, Lord. Let me see something. And that's too dark. This is crazy. My day, this is not working right for me. Hold on a minute. Is that better or is it the same way? Can you guys see me? I'm just going to get off that. Much better? Yay. Okay. Okay. I don't forget what we was talking about. Where's Melvin at? Where you guys at? I am so stressed out today. This camera have taken me. I'm about to get off here in a minute because it's not letting me do what I need to do here. Hold on a second, guys. Yeah, Nike, it's a mess. So yeah, we have to learn to when we're in those type of relationships, get out of it. Ah, thank you. Thank you so much. Get out of it and run from it because if you don't, you're going to be in a world of trouble. So many people are, thank you, you back, Melvin. So many people are in an abusive relationship and don't know the meaning of it. You think it's all about fighting. It's not always about fighting. You know, it's not always about fighting. It says in the Bible, you are not alone. It is the Bible. Let your conduct by with death. Wait a minute. You are not all alone. Be content with such things as you have, for he is himself has said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Like when you in something and you think you can't get out of it, go to Hebrews chapter 13, verse 5. It tells you about it. The Lord is never going to leave you alone, and neither is he going to forsake you. Learn these things, people. We think abusive is all about fighting. It's not about fighting. You find it on social media every day. People get abused every day just because the way they talk, the way they walk, anything. They just get abused. Stop abusing people. Stop bashing one another. We are here to love one another. How would you like the Lord to bash you? We have to learn to love one another while we're here. I felt so good to release from someone who didn't care and appreciate you. Right. That's good. You have to get released from that. When people are hurting you and talking about you and treating you any type of way, run from those situations. I had a lot of people in my life that got abused right in front of my face. And you know, I was younger and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if the person was going to come back to me and do something to me about controlling physical and mental. There are so many forms of, and it is. Like I said, people think it's just about fighting. Nike girl, it's not just about fighting. You can hurt somebody just simply the way you talk to them. Emotional abuse is just as bad as getting somebody beaten on you. I never had that type of stuff done to me, but I have people in my life have had that stuff done to them. So when you are in relationships like that, get out of it. Get out of it. And do it from the beginning because sometimes you don't have a sign from the beginning to get out of it. Usually it's like down the road. But when somebody's telling you You can't go nowhere, or stop looking at that person. I see it always happening. That's abuse. Or when somebody tell you, you can't wear that, don't wear that, wear this. That's abuse. It's somebody controlling your money. It's somebody controlling how you feel about somebody. Don't do that. I can see you. Okay. Yeah, I am going through, but I know when I come out of my furnace, I will be shining like, yeah. Everybody go through something sometime, but don't think it's the end of the world because we go through stuff. Everybody go through stuff. That's just the way life is. If we wouldn't go through stuff, we wouldn't be here. Learn that, people. Everybody, Lord put us in, sometimes the Lord put us in a situation, see if we can handle it. He's not going to put a lot on us that we can't handle. A lot of people get in stuff and they think they can't handle it. You can handle anything the Lord put in your way. Always remember that. Okay. Yeah, so learn to love one another while we can. Be good to one another. Don't go about around abusing people because the Lord is looking at you. I know from experience that sometimes women think that that is on way there is one way out. Go back to my part. Hold on, people. I know from experience someone will think that that is the only way out. It has no out of it to help you. You're right. There's a way out of this. Don't ever think there's no way out. Men do the same thing. They be in a relationship just to be in it because they think there's no way out. There's always a way out, no matter what. No matter what you're going through, there is a way out. Seek help. Talk to friends. Talk to somebody that's genuine. Don't talk to somebody going to take your information and run with it. Usually, you gotta know who you're talking to when you're dealing with somebody abusive in your life. Because some people laugh at you. Oh yeah, really? They abusing you? Really? Don't be in relationships like that either. God did not put in these relationships. I choose those women, and boy, what a mistake. Amen. Right? We're not punching bags, people. We don't go hitting on each other. We don't go hurting people. That's hurtful when you're going around hurting people, and it's horrible when people got to stay in that type of relationship because you don't know no way out, and you think that's the best thing to happen to you when it's not. It's simply not. Learn from these things, people. So when you see someone going through something like that, reach out and show them the world is not that's amen. That's what I say. When you're going through stuff, reach out to that person. Let them know that the world is not like that. And it's not the end of the world because you go through an abusive relationship or somebody even talking abusive to you. Reach out to them. Don't ignore them. I be around people like that every day, but I'm not going to ignore them. I got the phone working. Okay, Sabrina, good. You know, the devil was so busy in my life today. I done started live 3 times today because of these stupid phones. First this phone, then this phone that I'm talking to you guys on. I need a new phone. How about that? Still have, I still hope, still here getting dressed. Okay, Melvin, that's cool. Yeah, so we got to learn the difference between abuse and sexual abuse. There's sexual abuse also. People taking it, people doing the wrong thing, doing that way. Did you clean your? I did do that, but it's this phone right here that I'm going through. This phone is clean, Sabrina, but this one right here that I'm holding up right here is the problem phone. This one right here, I had the lighting. Nike girl said the lighting was all over the place, so I changed that. I got to get me a new phone. I got to get me a new phone. I got to get a lot of things. Yeah, so let's not stay in that type of abusive relationship. Get some help, seek help. Um, and don't be ashamed when you go through stuff. There's a lot of people be ashamed to talk about it when they're in an abusive relationship. Never be ashamed to talk about it. If you're going through something and you know you can seek help, seek help. There is help for anybody out there. Don't think it's not going to be no help. It is. I never been through it, but I have people have been through it. And you know, being that I was so young, I didn't know what to do with it, to do about it, because I was so afraid that that person was going to come back and hurt me if I told. But as I got older and I seen it still happening to one of my girlfriends, she's still here. Don't live. She lives in Youngstown. No, not Youngstown. She stays in Columbus, Ohio, and she went through so much stuff. And the man would hurt her. He would have other women upstairs while she's downstairs. And I told her to leave him. We were young. I told her to leave him. She said, "I'm scared." Don't be afraid. Call the police. Talk to a family member. She wasn't close to her family, so she didn't have nobody really to talk to. When you're going through stuff like that, when you're seeing somebody beat on you, get out of it. When somebody talking about you the wrong way, get out of it. Why stay with somebody gonna hurt you? All they're gonna do is lead to bigger problems. After a while, they're gonna start controlling your money, controlling the way you think, and you're gonna start thinking like they think. Then they can start controlling the way when you can talk to your parents, when you can't talk. I've seen people do that. I've seen a lot of relationships, abusive relationship. People control you if you can talk to your parents or not. Never be in a relationship with somebody that can tell you what to do and how to treat your parents or how to when you can talk to your parents. Who does that? I see it all the time happening. If you're in something like that, get out of it. You should never be afraid to be able to talk to your parents. Those are people who brought you in the world. Go talk to somebody. Wait till that person go to work. Some people don't even go to work when they're in this kind of type of relationship. They hide. They hide over it. Don't hide from this type of stuff. It's dangerous, people. Like your girl said, I'm working on getting a studio set up for the catching. I need a better setup to record. Yeah, me too. Like your girl, I am all over the place today. The devil is a liar in my life today. He do not want me to do this today. 3 times I have to start my live over. I know people say, what is going on? I don't even know what's going on. Trisha, if somebody hit me, they're getting hit me. They're going to hit right back. So afraid. Well, I feel you on that. So will I. I'll do the same thing. I'm not going to let nobody sit up and hurt me. Nobody want to be hurt by nobody. And I'm not going to let nobody hurt me. When you let people hurt you, you ask them for trouble. Don't sit up there and let nobody do you any kind of way because they will if you let them. Talk about it. Seek help. Don't let nobody destroy you because they'll destroy you. People are here to destroy you, not just in a relationship, even online. They will destroy you. Yep, I got funny stories. I bet you do, Sabrina. Yeah, so just learn to love one another, stop abusing one another, and seek help. I am over being physical and not mentally hurt. Never again. There you go. Nike got help because it's just as bad. The emotionally, when you're getting abused just by somebody talking badly about you, that's just as bad as somebody beating your head in the ground. If you're gonna let somebody beat your head in the ground, it's just like getting beat on when you're just talking to somebody wrong. I had a lot of people talk to people wrong. I see it all the time. Matter of fact, I see it on a daily. I seen this man the other day just talking to this lady, telling her what to buy with her money. That's her money. How are you going to tell somebody what to buy with their money? You don't do that. You don't do people like that. And people stand for it. Some people so afraid they walk afraid. They walk so scary. They don't want to move from that situation. They say, oh my goodness, I can't do this. Yeah, so let's learn to love one another while we can. Patience is in here. I didn't see Patience. Hey, Patience, how are you? Thanks for stopping in. Make sure you give this live stream a thumbs up. I'm sorry. I am going off, and you see that? That's bad. Sorry, Patience. How are you today? How's your morning going? I'm just going off at the mouth and didn't even see you. I am very sorry. I try to welcome everybody to come through my live stream, and I am so sorry. Oh, Lord, that is so bad. Yeah, so learn the difference between abuse, and there's no difference between abuse and sexual abuse, physical abuse. All of that runs in the same thing. You're still getting abused no matter which way it is. If you think somebody just talking to you mean not abuse and running your life is not abuse, you better ask somebody about it. That's still abuse. If somebody keeping you from your family, not being able to talk to your family or being able to correspond with your family, right? That's abuse. If somebody hating on your family, talking about your family, downing your family like they're downing you, that's abuse. So learn the signs, people, and do something about it. Don't stay in that, and don't say you can't get help. Everybody can get help for that because there's help out there. Don't ever think there's not no help out there. There is help out there. There's people who will listen to you, and there's people who will take control of it. But don't be afraid to stay in that type of relationship. Get out of it. Get out and do something about it. And do it fast before something else happens serious. There's a lot of people stay in relationships and don't get a chance to get out because somebody end up killing each other or somebody end up committing suicide because they didn't think they can get out of it. Know the signs of abuse. And like the Lord say, eventually abusers will get their due. What he mean in due time, he will take care of those people who abuse you. So you have to know these. Beloved, do not avenge yourself, but rather give place to work, for it is written, vengeance is mine. I will repay, says the Lord. So what the Lord says, he's going to repay people who do you wrong, who do you bad, who's abused you. And you can find that in Romans chapter 12, verse 19. It tells you all about abusing people. So don't go around abusing people because you're going to get paid back in due time from the Lord. If you think you're getting away with it now, you're not. Nobody get away with anything in this world. You think it is because you think you're living your life and you think you can control somebody. Stop controlling other people. People have feelings. We're in this world to love one another, not control people. If people want to leave you, let them leave. Don't try to hold somebody with you. Um, there are some people with that. They think because they have children with the person, then you are abusing your children for taking them away from them. You know what, Nike? I see that all the time. Just because you with a man and you have kids by them, and this man abusing you, you still want to stay them? You better leave and stop being crazy. Leave. You don't have to be with somebody because you have kids by them. If you got kids with this person and they seeing them you getting abused by their father, what you think they're gonna do? What you think they're gonna do later on? They're gonna think that's okay to get abused. Don't stay in a relationship, especially when you have kids. Don't stay in a relationship with somebody and they're gonna abuse you. Because, thank you, Melvin, for still being here. Your children see it and they know it is happening to you. You are also putting the children through the abuse, whether you know it. Amen. You are, Nike. Because sooner or later they're gonna look at what you done. Kids learn from you whether you know it or not. They look at everything you do. If they see a father or a mother abusing each other, they're going to grow up and think that's okay when they get in a relationship and let people abuse them. Don't get comfortable in that. Don't let people do that. My son told me to leave his dad. I'm so glad he told you that. It's, most of the sons don't do it. It's usually the daughters stick around and grow up and do the same thing with the other. Told me to stop being, amen. I'm so glad he told you that. I'm so glad he told you that. Usually the daughters watch their parents go through that stuff. And usually once the daughters get older, they start thinking that's okay to be abused by their partner. But usually the men, the boys growing up 2 weeks later, I was going, yes, thank you, Jesus. Congratulations, Nike, you got out of that. I'm glad you're doing better. You don't need to be in nothing like that because life is too short. People don't understand how hard life is. Life is short. We be here today and gone tomorrow. And we don't understand that. So we got to take that in consideration too. Just because you're getting abused by somebody, don't stand for it. If a child tell you to get out of it, get out of it. Even if a child don't tell you to get out of it, don't be so crazy still to stay in it. Get out of it. Some people are afraid to move on because they think that's the best thing they ever had. That's go for women or men. Don't be afraid to get out of it. The Lord got somebody special for you. The Lord got somebody special that won't hurt you, don't won't hurt your heart. It was way too short. Thank the God, Lord, we have good people like you in the world. Aw, thank you, Nike. Get out of stuff like that. Move on, and move forward, and pray to the Lord that he got you. Like the Lord say, in due time, those people are going to get paid back. Maybe not on their timing, but they're going to get paid back. They think they're living their life like it's beautiful and golden. It's not golden. When you hurt somebody, it's going to come back to you. And it might be somebody here on earth the Lord going to send here to hurt you. Do you know Cab? No, I don't know. No, I don't know Cab. Say, do I know Cab? Do you know Cab? No, I don't, Nike. Who is that, Nike? So life is too short to stay in something. You can be here today and gone tomorrow. So why stay in something that you wasn't happy in from the beginning, but you want to be in there because you think that's a safe place? Abusing is never a safe place. That's a place that you need to go and run from. If somebody hurting your feelings, making you feel bad about yourself every day, go away from that person. He's not good for you or she's not good for you. If somebody talking bad about you, hurting you every day, go. You and him would work great together. He is inspirational speaker here. You guys together would be a power. Oh, no, I don't know him. I don't know him. I need to get with him though. Yeah. Love one another while we can. Tomorrow's not promised. And everybody think it's promised tomorrow. If you're going through something and you have not enjoyed your life because you're going through something like this, go away from that person. Leave. Get help. Seek help while you can. The life is short, and you in something and that you're not even happy in because you say that man love you. How can somebody love you and they're hitting on you? That's not love. Do the Lord do that to us? Do he hit us? No, that's not love. If it's not God-like, it's not love. If your heart is not lined up like the Lord heart is, that's not love. If we're going around dogging people on social media, that's not love. There's always someone out there that can help you. Never feel alone. There is better. There's that. There's better. Right. There's better down the road. That's control, Sabrina. Right. That's not love. That's control. If somebody controlling your life every day and thinking they can do it and get away with it, they will do it. Don't let nobody control your life. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do what you want to do in life, because you can. You are motivated to do anything you want to do in here. Your choices, you make your choices. Don't let other people make your choices for you. Don't let other people control your life, because they will. And when people control your life, they control everything about you. That's your mind, body, and soul. They tell you when to have sex. They tell you when to go to the store. They tell you what to wear. Don't let people do you like that. That goes for a man and woman. It's just not women getting bullied and controlled and abused. It's men too. It's the same thing. Men getting it too, and they stand in that toxic relationship because they don't think they can move forward. You can move forward to anything you want to be. You can be anything you want to be. Don't stay in it. That's control. Yeah, it is. So learn to love one another. And if you're in a controlling relationship, get out of it. If you're in an abusive relationship, get out of it. If you're in a relationship that somebody's always jealous of you, men, women, and children, amen, Nike. Yes. Everybody do it. Even at schools that I teach at, they do it every day. People hurt your heart. They will make you feel like you are nothing. Don't let people steal your joy. That's what people like to do. They like to steal your joy. They say, well, I got her. I'm going to steal her joy. Don't let them do that, because that's the devil wearing a shield. When you with somebody that is abusive, that's just the devil wearing a shield over them. I got to talk to you about that, Sabrina, when I get off. It's something really, really going wrong, but I'll talk to you about that as soon as we get off. Yeah. That's the devil. When you get with somebody that abusive, always kind of control you and tell you how to wear your hair, what to wear, how to dress, that's the devil controlling you. But sometimes the devil comes as a shield. What I mean, he wears a different mask over his face, not a real mask. You know what I'm talking about. And you think that's a person of God when it's not, because sometimes they start off as being good to you. Oh, I'm going to buy you flowers. I'm going to buy you this, or she going to buy you this, or he going to buy you that. Even a child go through it every day. Don't listen to that. That's the devil wearing a shield. Know that. You got to understand, you guys, the devil was once an angel too. So he's down here on earth and trying to steal, kill, and destroy people. Don't let him do that to you. Stop having low self-esteem. That's what it usually leads to. When you're in an abusive relationship, it leads to low self-esteem. And when you got low self-esteem, you'll let anybody talk to you any type of way. You don't care. You don't feel good about yourself. You don't care how you feel, as long as that man or woman's still around you. You don't care. Nike says, if you see someone going through something like this, you should try and find a way to help them, especially children. Some people do not know there's help out there. Please always reach out to help. Right. We got to, thank you, Melvin. We got to still reach out to help people. That's what we don't do. We don't help one another. That's why so much stuff going on. If I knew what I knew yesterday, I would have helped that girl. But I didn't. When you're young, you be like, you don't want to get in trouble. I don't care if I get in trouble now. If I see somebody beating on somebody, I'm gonna step in. I'm gonna call the police. I'm gonna do something to step in. Who wants to see somebody getting hurt out here? But see, back then I didn't know that. I was like, I don't. But I'm gonna jump in now. Yeah, I don't blame you. Like we have to. Don't stand around and let people hurt you. Don't stand around and let people do you any kind of way. Not watching things like that happen. Amen. It does. If you're going to sit down and watch that happen, the Lord going to sit down and watch things happen to you. The Lord don't want you to sit down and watch somebody get hurt every day. That's a sin. He wants us to help one another. And we need to do it now. Let me put this phone on charge because it's going to hang up on you guys. You know my luck here today. It's not really good. It's bad. All bad. I'm going through some crazy stuff today with these phones. So bear with me, people. I am Nike. Don't laugh at me. I am going through it. It's probably gonna make a lot of noise when I do it. Sorry, guys. Put my hand off front of the phone. Oh Lord, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Hold your horses. Hold on here. I tell you, I'm losing my head today. I think it's in. You know what? That's what I'm trying to say, y'all.